Now let's discuss this more with Robin Wouters, the spokesperson of Democrats Abroad Belgium. He joins me now live from Brussels. Thanks very much, Robin, for joining us here on TRT World. Now, I want to take a step backwards for our international audience, some of whom do not know how politics in the United States work. Help us understand, do these elections even matter?
Of course, elections always matter. It's always important for the people to be able to cast their vote and decide who is going to rule them and govern their country for the next 4 years or 6 years, depending on which candidate you're voting for. So these elections are absolutely crucial in the United States because midterm elections happen between two presidential elections, but they're going to decide on who has majority in Congress for the next 2 years, and so for the second half of the current administration. It's been a huge trend that the party in power loses usually the midterm elections because of its a popularity, let's say, referendum on the politics, the policies of the administration in power. And this year, it seems for the first time in many years, there's certainly no red wave as it was expected, and the Democrats might still retain their majority in Congress.
And to what extent do midterm elections influence the results of the presidential elections?
Well, a lot of the people who are being elected this year or on any election year will have a say on how elections are conducted and determined for the subsequent elections. So, for example, when you see at state level, the Secretary of State is the person who oversees the election procedures for that state. So it is very important that the person in charge, the Secretary of State, whether Republican or Democrat, is at least not an election denier, which is what we've seen. A trend in this election cycle is that there's a growing number of Republicans who have denied the fair election in 2020.
Okay, and Robin, before I let you go, I want to focus on the latest developments, the latest results, and it appears the runoff in Georgia could decide the control
Yes.
of the Senate.
Correct. So there's still quite a few results that we're waiting for, but Georgia is definitely on everybody's spotlight. The reason why is because Georgia has a special rule that the senator the candidate has to have 50%, and at the moment it seems that none of the two, Herschel Walker or Warnock, are going to have the 50% threshold. So they're going to go to a runoff election on the 6th of December, and because it's so tight in the Senate, it seems like this would maybe be the breaking between who gets the majority. It might end up in a 50-50 like it is at the moment, with Vice President Kamala Harris having the extra votes to sway towards Democrats. But we're still waiting on final results for two other races, Arizona and Nevada, which could still have an impact on how Georgia is seen in its runoff.
All right, Robin Wouters, thanks very much for your insights into these important elections. And thanks very much for talking to us here on TRT World. Appreciate it.